Thank you for joining us in another episode of Experience, Strength, and Hope. My name is Catherine, and our host Tony will be joining us shortly. Our goal is to bring stories that make you laugh, smile, and even cry, but most of all, give you hope. Please don't forget to support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on Spotify, Anchor FM, and Apple Podcasts. Again, I'm Catherine, and I hope you enjoy today's show.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra, and I have in the studio with me today Mr. Al Gordon, who is going to be running for a city commission. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that for the introduction.
You're very welcome. And we're going to get started today with a few questions, and we're going to also give him an opportunity to tell us about his mission, his vision, what he wants to do if he is elected. Because a lot of people, let's just get right to it. A lot of people don't trust politicians.
For sure.
Because a lot of them are dishonest, and they say whatever needs to be said on the campaign trail to get elected, and then we never see any of those things delivered.
Right.
So, and this is Junction City. We care about our city, and we just want to know a little bit more about you. So I think I will let you say that because you may answer some of my questions in your introduction.
Okay. So thank you again for having me. My name is Al Gordon. I am running for city commission this year. I came to Junction City in 2018 from Chicago. I've been out here blessed to, and fortunate enough to be blessed with, I should say, opportunities. Opportunities such as like doing construction for the city, water rehab, working for J&K Construction, actually laying the infrastructure and, hooking up services to people's, homes and helping people with a better water source. I've done things. I was the first associate to go to the second shift of the Camzo plant before it turned over to Michelin. So I was there.
That's here in Junction?
That's here in Junction. Okay. Yep, the new Michelin plant, who actually just gave all of that money to Junction City.
I've heard good things.
Yep, they're growing. They've grown, and Michelin actually came in and took over. But when I was working there, it was Camzo. So okay. I was the first associate to go to the second shift. I was cooking the tires for the tractors down in the plant. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun to do. And then around 2021, I opened up a storefront on 6th and Eisenhower. I started off as a convenience store. I wanted to add something new to Junction City, give it a little bit of a different flavor, different style.
Okay.
I brought some things from home, such as like Kool-Aid pickles and nachos or walking tacos, if you will. So I grew that into a U-Haul business. Last year in March, we started doing U-Hauls, so I am now the number one U-Haul dealer in the region.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
I appreciate
awesome.
that.
I know there's a couple of them, so that's an accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
Okay, did you have some more, or can I interrupt you with a few
Most
questions?
Definitely.
Okay. Is this your first political endeavor? Do you have any experience in the political field at all?
I do not have any experience. This is the first go around, but I'm looking to make it the best go around.
Okay.
And this is not going to be my last time. Even if we don't make it, I want to continue to try to bring that change and try to help Junction City in as much as possible. I've never seen a city commissioner. I don't know a city commissioner back home. I don't know a mayor personally. You know what I mean? I came here and I was blessed. The guy who actually was my insurance agent for my storefront, he was actually our last mayor. So I got to meet this gentleman personally. He actually helped me open my store. He let me stand up on his truck to hang my sign up on my store and all of that good stuff. So the thing for me is changing the focus to change the future. Showing, little kids, little boys and girls that come into my store or come in contact with me that we can do this and we can still look like us and we can still be us and we can still do what we need to do and be in these positions to invoke the change that's needed for our community.
Understand. Okay. So what I'm hearing is that representation matters.
Representation for sure.
And you want a seat at the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't have that in our local government. We are one of the most diverse places here in Kansas, and we don't have it. So I think with this very big population that we do have, or very big percentage of the population we have at 44%, why do we not have that representation in office?
That's a very good question. And speaking of population, we are now, I want to say, Do you know the current population?
23,000 was the last time I checked. So it's funny because I was sitting in the county clerk's office 2 days ago. I'm getting voter information, and I asked them that question, and they told me that it was 36,000. Or I didn't propose the question. The question was proposed, and they said 36,000, and I kind of was like, the last couple of times I've been doing my research, it was 22 to 23,000.
Going down. People are moving away.
Yeah. So they went and did some research, and they looked up like the census update and everything, and it was 23,000. So that's the number that I've come across. So
now let's talk about that. Why do you think people are leaving here to go someplace else?
Because there's no real support here. I feel I feel like people feel that there is a big disconnect between the local government and themselves. They kind of call it the good boy club. I don't, see it, or I don't want to be a part of it if that is what's going on here. What I'm here to do is get back to the people. Common sense government, and exactly give the people the voice, give the people the opportunity to voice their opinions and make their opinions matter and feel like that they matter.
I'm glad you brought that up. So what do you see is the most pressing issues facing our city, and how do you plan to address them if elected?
I think economic development is a big thing that we need to harp on.
We were talking about engaging the public. So a lot of these questions I gathered from other people. So some of this, I may ask a personal question later, but a lot of this people want to know. So I actually gathered some questions from other people because they knew I was doing this interview today, because people want, some people care about politics and people don't, but they do care about why people are wanting to be in this position. For example, if somebody wants a promotion at work, why do you want to be the boss?
Right.
Like, why? Is it because you want to make more money, or is it because you want to be in a position to make change?
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because some things you can't do in your current position. You just don't have a voice.
Exactly.
Okay, so as far as involving the community, how do you actually plan to engage them and the local residents in decision-making processes to make sure their voices are actually heard?
Right. So I would love to see more people come to the city meetings. We host them every first and third Tuesday.
Where are they?
They are at the Municipal Court Building.
Okay.
And they usually start at 7. The actual city commission meetings start at 7 p.m. And they usually go for about an hour, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours at the longest. But right before that, we actually have a land bank meeting as well, which is about the properties and the land that we have out here for sale, which I didn't know about until I started come into these meetings. So we have about 1,000 lots in our land bank, which is kind of bad for us city. They have been selling, but they're selling them for $5,000 a lot, and if you build on them in the first year, they take $4,000 off if you build a home on them. So just some information, but I want to see more people. I want to see more interaction, more diversity in these meetings. So I post them on social media. I get out here, I tell people when they come into my store, I often remind them, but I plan on getting engaged with the community, hosting events, being a part of events, showing up, showing my face, actually listening to the people. I've set up my email so people can contact me via email. I have my phone number on all of my Vote For Me and my business cards, where people can contact me directly and ask whatever, and I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to go and do the research and give them an answer.
Okay, so that's wonderful. So you said that you've been doing your research, which leads me to my next question about, I was going to ask, how familiar are you with the unique challenges and needs of our community, and what steps have you taken to understand them? But it sounds like you already have been taking steps to understand them by realizing the problem and trying to fix it, because a lot of people don't know about those lands for sale.
For sure.
And they may have a dream of building something. How would they know that unless you tell them?
And one of my plans with the land is to, incentivize people, doctors, teachers, firemen, police officers, packaging these deals with this property, getting people to not only want to come here, but stay here, especially those essential workers that we need, the backbones of our city, parents that want to bring their kids here, the educational system. I sat in on the last school board meeting, and I was just, I was really taken back, and I really loved what was going on. I got the chance to listen to 4 different elementary school principals and give their stats on, where their students are and where they're trying to get their students. And I just want to get involved in that as well, because like I said, childcare development and all of that is something big for my campaign. Those are our future leaders. They might be me in the future, so I want to show them that this is the way, this is how to do, this is how you should interact and how you should conduct yourself, and put yourself in these positions to have a voice and make the change that you want to see in your community.
Absolutely. So another thing that comes up too is businesses.
Yep.
A lot of businesses don't last here. People come out here, they start maybe 1 or 2 years, and it's over.
For sure.
You know, and then sometimes there's a lot of red tape as far as where you can have your business, if you can sell alcohol, if you can smoke hookah, or whatever it is you're trying
definitely.
to start. You know what I mean? And some people get discouraged and they leave.
Right.
So let's just say Salina, for example, that city is a lot different than ours, but I feel like they're more open to new businesses. They don't have a university like we have. They don't have Fort Riley.
Right.
You know, they have like some satellite colleges, whatever, but they are open to new business. So I think they're more thriving just as a comparison.
For sure.
Because I feel like if we didn't have Fort Riley, we'd be dead.
All right.
I
understand.
mean, so I don't know how what we could do to encourage more people to start businesses, or I mean, how hard is it going to be for me to get started here and actually be sustainable?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's important because even restaurants, I mean, let's talk about it. We drive to Manhattan to eat.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
You know what I mean? So I think the things that people actually care about, you know, are what's in the area that they can use. There's nothing for their kids to do.
Right.
You know, and the job of a city commissioner may not be all of those things. It may just be a long-term, you know, structure and roads and streets and, you know, all the basic job description of a city councilman and their input. But I think looking at the big picture, there's so much opportunity and things that can change here. So your vision, I think, is like huge.
For sure.
You know, but as far as, let's just say you win this office, how much of that can you actually influence?
Well, I plan on influencing all of it, especially with the support of the community. Like you said, the economic development piece is big, you know, but
Huge.
that also goes back to, like I've told, you know, individuals in these forums that I've been to, that goes along with us putting the right people in positions. You know, we have to know who we're actually electing to these positions. Are they really here for Junction City? Are they really here to help, or are they just here for a check? I'm a small business owner myself, so I'm directly affected by everything that goes on here. I'm one of those ones that kind of feel that lack of support, you know, through the city. And I'm not just talking the community, but I mean Chamber of Commerce, economic development. You know, I've been down there. I've worked with those people, but I think that there should be more advertising, marketing, really knowing, hey, that guy has a convenience store. This guy is a U-Haul dealer. We have such, like you said, we're built on the back of Fort Riley.
Yeah.
You know, I think these soldiers need to know this is where we are. I get a lot of these guys that call me and they're like, where you located? I think that should be all over the place as being, you know, so much.
You know the challenge.
I know the challenge.
As
I
a
face it
business
every
owner.
day.
And how long? You said since 2021.
This year on the 17th will be my second year open.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So they say if you can make it past that 2 to 5 year mark, you might be in there.
Most definitely. And I think it all goes down to your grind and your faith. See, I believe in God, you know, and I really believe that he put me in this position for a reason. And one of my biggest things for me, not only business wise, but as a human, is helping people. I think that's my calling in life. So even getting these guys to their next duty stations, getting these guys to their next walk of lives, really leaving them with the experience. I get so many guys that tell me, man, I hate that I just found out about you now that I'm leaving. And I know that's on me as well, doing the marketing, getting my signage and stuff out there. But, you know, it is kind of difficult, not making no excuses as a first year business, especially when you're doing it all on your own and out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
So we are continuing to build, and we're getting there, and we're getting help, you know, in there as much as we can. And that's another thing I want to hit on. You know, it's very hard to find help. I talk to so many businesses now and owners and CEOs, and it's just all over the place. Not even just Junction City, but people don't want to work anymore. And I feel like COVID has such a
like employee help.
Yeah, most definitely. And just knowing where to go to get it. You know, we have a workforce center here right in the same parking lot as me off of 6th Street. And a lot of people didn't even know about that. That place literally got me every job that I've had out here but one before I opened my business. And now that I'm a business owner, I'm a testament to those guys. So they often, you know, bring me up or suggest me or use me as an example.
Is the pay competitive, Mr. Gordon? Because a lot of people not going to work for no less than $15. Unfortunately, they make that at McDonald's now. Did you know that?
But my thing is, who wants to work at McDonald's? So you got to start somewhere.
Some people do want to work at McDonald's because they can make $15 an hour.
Most
they
definitely.
Don't care that it's McDonald's. I've heard people say, "Ooh, I'll go to McDonald's for 15." You know what I
Most
mean?
definitely.
Like minimum
Most
wage
definitely.
used to be $7. I'm like, what? How y'all making?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you know, you got people going to college and getting degrees. back in the day to make that kind of money.
Exactly.
So, yeah, times have really changed.
Times are really changing, and I think we do need to change with the time. McDonald's has up to pay, and other businesses has as well, and I think we all should, because people have to make a living.
Right.
It's really hard to live nowadays. I'm not even making an excuse. It's just difficult. It's expensive.
Especially with one income. Sometimes
exactly.
even with two, depending on, the structure. But I was going to say, you said you believed in God, and I do too.
Yeah.
So, but as far as what you have to offer people, as far as a product, matters. You know what I'm saying? Because I can have all the faith in the world,
Most
but if
definitely.
I'm not selling something that people want,
Exactly.
they're not going to buy it.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, do you feel like the demand is matching, or like the struggles that you're having with your business? Is it because of the competition?
It was. I think it was because of the location, me being a convenience store owner, and then the products that I was offering are not native to the land or the location. So I've changed my business. Actually, I'm not really into the convenience side of things anymore.
Okay.
I'm more so into like electronics and appliances,
Really?
supplies.
Talk about that.
Just because I'm a U-Haul dealer, so I want my business to kind of flow as one. When people walk in, they also walk out with things that they need. Not just things that candy or snacks or any something that they can get at the gas station.
Right.
Nobody really offers the products that I have in my store, like electronic toning belts.
They're unique.
They're unique,
Yes.
exactly, and
Wonderful.
they're necessary. And then the price wise, I'm really unmatched. So
Yeah, and we live and learn when it comes to business, selling anything. Because some
Sure.
businesses, 2 years is wonderful. Some people have been in business for years and are
Exactly.
still not where they want to be.
most definitely.
So don't be patient with yourself. Be kind to
Have
yourself.
to. I
You
have to. And
be.
some days you get down because you just look at, you look at things and you look at yourself like, I'm just not where I want to be. But I came in this understanding that this is going to take some time,
Absolutely.
So I don't get down on myself. I just would love to see more support for the businesses. I've talked to, other business owners, like you said. You even hit on Salina, the guy who actually made my ABG pendant. He was on Washington Street out here in Junction City, and he said it was just a lack of support from the city. They wanted him to move signs and remove trees and all of this stuff, and he's downtown. It's like, you guys should have people, to do this stuff, and I'm sure we do now. I've been in meetings where we've talked about it, but back when he was here, he said he would have to get up and remove even like the holiday ornaments and stuff from the front of his store. So he just didn't feel the support, so he moved to Salina. I don't want businesses to feel like that.
So
I don't
he
want people
validated
to
my
feel like
point.
that. Exactly. So I think we have to change that. We have to get people out here that really wants to see Junction City thrive and see it at its best, always, not just sometimes or just because we got people coming in or the soldiers. No, we want to see it every day. We want to wake up and be as happy as possible knowing that this city is thriving and it's somewhere people want to come and want to stay.
Okay. Now, a lot of times we don't like to use the race card or talk about race at all, but it is important.
Sure. Oh,
You
yeah.
said representation matters to you, and that's part of the reason why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Have you come up on any opposition because you're brown?
Most definitely, especially with the business. You hear the murmurs, you hear the whispers, which I knew was coming. I mean, anything you do great, you're going to be faced with the hate. It just comes with it. So I don't feed into it. I hear it. I don't, I've been hearing it my whole life. I've been, the police have done, back home in Chicago, those were some of the worst oppositions. And I'm not knocking any police officers or police forces. I know that they're doing a job, but, I've been stereotyped. I've been, mistreated.
Is
I've
it
been
because
stopped.
of the dreads? I had to
It
throw
was
it
that
out there.
at one point in time, and even when I was younger as a teenager, I remember one day they let us out of school early. We only went for like 3 hours, and we were walking from our neighborhood and we were in the suburbs, and we were walking from our neighborhood to the store, and they stopped us like, "Oh, it's been burglaries in the neighborhood," and they're like, "Man, we 15 years old,
Right.
like we just got home from school, So I've been faced with that. Even here, I've heard little things of I do this and I must be doing this on the side because how am I still afloat? How am I
are
still
you
in
making
business?
it with that? Now,
Exactly.
I'm with you, but I had to wonder myself, like,
Right.
how is he making it? How well is the business really doing? Because
sure.
I don't go nowhere and buy chips. Like, if I go to the gas station, I might stop. My daughter, she loves Sprite. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
Yep.
I wouldn't go to a place where I wasn't already at just to do that.
Exactly. Yep.
So it was just, the convenience of it. So, but I never, for once, thought he's doing something illegal. Like,
Yeah,
that didn't
yeah.
cross my mind,
Yeah,
you know?
you hear all of
But
that, and I don't feed into
it
it.
just-
Like I said, I actually love it. Keep talking about me because you putting it out there.
fueling your passion,
You know what
huh?
I mean? Exactly. ethics. So.
Well, can I say something else too?
No problem.
Because I'm obviously a black woman in America as well, and there are certain people that sell products that I like, and people that I actually know, and they're friends of mine who has businesses and things. Sometimes I don't like what they're selling, so I may support them, but I'm going to find something that I like that they sell.
Most
Does that
definitely.
make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so if I don't like her whole entire line, I'm going to support her, so I'll buy something. Or I might buy it as a gift. I'm
Right.
not going to wear it if I don't like it.
Exactly.
I'm not rocking my friend's music that just came out if it sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Just because
definitely.
that's my friend.
Yep.
You know, I'm not going to vote for you because you're black. I didn't vote for Obama. Y'all don't shoot me on the first go around. Listen, the first go around I didn't. Now the second time I did, but I
problem.
had to know. I had
Yeah.
to know what
And
he
you
was
should.
about. I wasn't gonna just, you know, and we didn't have very many options in, so it probably didn't even matter. But
Yep.
the point is, I like to know what I'm getting into and what you stand for, and it's not just based on that. Although it is reason enough, in my opinion, as far as representation,
Most definitely.
for sure. If these are our options, I'm all in. Yes, you
Right.
got my vote, Mr. Gordon. You know, but personally, I feel like you're super passionate.
sure.
I heard you speak at the. What was the event that the Snipes had?
Few now. Gun
It
violence
was gun
event.
violence, yes, and that is near
Wear
and dear
orange.
to everybody's heart. I think every family has been affected in some sort of way, either directly or indirectly,
Right.
by gun violence, and so that was important. And I got to know a little bit about you just hearing you speak. So, but I don't have a whole lot more questions,
No problem.
unless you have something else to share with us. I feel like
Well, I do want to hit on that. The gun violence thing. I come from the city of Chicago. And it's not the worst place in the world, but I know a lot of people look at it as a bad place just because they see the murder rate. They see, you know,
Yeah.
we've surpassed Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran at a point of time. And I'm from that era. You know, I'm from what they call the drill era. So I saw it. I have 20 or 30 individuals that I grew up with that I've had to bury. You know, unfortunately, I've been to more funerals than I've been to graduations. So I'm a survivor. I'm a victim. You know, so once I met Mary, she came to she was presenting the gun violence event at the city at a meeting one night, and her story just impacted me so much it almost brought me to tears. And when she sat back down, she literally sat in a row directly behind me, and I just couldn't help myself. I told her, you know, anything you need, you know, whatever, however I can be a part of
She's
whatever
awesome.
you
Love
got
her.
going on. So she asked me to actually come and speak at that event, and I really didn't know. I did prepare a speech, and I really like going from my heart, but I did prepare a speech, and I just wanted to impact people the right way, and also, you know, get people to understand, like I said, changing the focus, change the future. I was out there. I was a part of it. I had to be to survive. You know, this is all that certain people knew and understand, but I didn't allow that to make me. Once I saw what was going on and I saw that this is not right, we're killing each other for no reason. You know, we don't even own a piece of asphalt that's on these streets, but we calling them ours. How? We don't even have ownership, you know. So I did leave my city because I understood that, you know, the crab in a barrel mentality, not just in Chicago, but around the world, that if you don't leave, it'll break you down and it'll bring you down. So I do plan on getting back there and helping there as well. But a place like Junction City was a place for me to come and settle, for me to come and really slow down and really develop and really grow and build a foundation to catapult off or to piggyback off to go in the other cities. I've also been fortunate enough to grow up in like San Diego. I spent 2 years of my life there in a bad neighborhood, and you know, I just saw the same things no matter where we from or where it is. It's the same things going on,
same things,
you know.
yeah.
But I want to be that change. I want to show people, yeah, he does come from that. He was a part of that, but that's not who he is anymore. He's grown, he's changed, he's developed his mindset, and that's what I've done, you know.
Okay, that's beautiful, very beautiful. So I feel like your entire campaign has been building trust because we didn't know you.
Most
So
definitely.
that's a part of it. So maybe back home, or you know, when this is all over and you do return to Chicago, if you decide to do that,
Exactly.
you won't have to do this
Right.
because they know you,
Exactly.
and then they're going to see. So that's a good move. And something else about the gun violence, when I was asking for questions from people,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to know, are you trying to take their guns? Not that you can do that in this seat, but just saying, because once you hear that, they're like, oh, if he's trying to take our guns, then we're not voting for him because that's not, you know.
Well, this is how I feel. I feel like everybody should have the chance that everybody should have the opportunity to protect themselves.
Absolutely.
I'm never about taking the means of protection away from anybody. What I want to see is more gun sense, gun smarts, education,
accountability for the gun violence.
really
Yes.
teaching. You know, we get, even in the black community, let's just put the black community, as a child, you know, your parents teach you, or the adults say, you know, don't play with that, or you shouldn't even be learning about that, but they should, because these other races are teaching theirs early, that this is not a toy, this is not anything to play with. Once you get this and you use it, there's no coming back from this, you know. So we must understand the severity of what's going on, and we must make some changes up here. And I think we need to do thorough investigations and background checks on people, not just sending it up and letting the FBI. No, really look at this, sit down with this person, have an interview, look into their history, like I said, their background. Do you show signs of mental illnesses, and
Especially
what mental
ones.
illnesses exactly, you know. So I'm not for taking anything away from anybody. I was proposed that question last night, actually, at Oktoberfest. So no, I'm definitely not against that at all.
Yeah, okay. And then while we're doing background checks on all the young kids trying to get, you know, pistols and whatnot, we need to do one on the officers as well.
For sure.
Before they even join the force,
Definitely.
about their reasons for wanting to join. Is it really to serve and protect, or is it to get some sort of revenge?
And I feel like we also must change, and I don't mean to interrupt you or cut
it's
your knowledge.
okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think it's important, you know, because these people are supposed to serve and protect us,
Exactly.
and they're the ones, you know, causing the violence sometimes.
Most definitely, and I think that goes back also to what I was saying, just to add on to that, because you are absolutely correct in what you just said. People need to change the mindset. I was taught as a kid, those are bad guys. You know, you don't talk to them, you don't speak, you know what I mean? So I had to really, my best friend was killed by the police unjustly, you know, so you grow up with this disdain for them, but I had to change that. How am I talking about love and spreading love and peace and knowledge and, you know, getting people to want to change and be in these positions if I'm still spilling that hate or still holding on to it? Like I said, I've been antagonized, I've been attacked, I've been, you know, I've been all of the above, but I can't hold on to that if I want to make the change. You know what I mean? I think people need to understand these positions and want to get into these positions, the good people, you know, not just the people that, oh, they come from this or they come from that, so they're accepted. No, we need to actually get people in there that want to serve, that want to protect their people, their community.
And you know, it's hard to judge somebody's intentions,
Exactly.
even in a court of law. So they can say what they want and they can do all the right things,
But your actions show.
Right, and then by that time they might already be in the position. But as far as your experience here in Junction City with the Junction City Police, as opposed to the reason you have your viewpoint of police in Chicago, has it helped?
Yes, it has. It's changed tremendously. I've been stopped twice in 5 years, and both times I was let go. Like, go ahead. You know what I mean? Because
Junction City Police Department.
And I've always been the type of person, I don't argue. I don't make the situation worse. I feel like there's certain situations that we've been faced with or that's happened, that people have made those situations worse. And I'm not saying it's okay to take anybody's life or cause harm to anybody unjustly. But what I'm saying is these people have a job to do. They're under immense pressure and stress just like we are. And just let them, he stopped you, even if it was wrong. Okay, we're going to fight about this in court, or we're going to take this out the right way. I don't have to sit here and argue with you and attack you or antagonize you. You got a job to do. Do your job. I'm going to go about my day. You go about your day. We both go home to our families. You know what I mean? So I have been fortunate and blessed enough to not experience it. Now, I do still have that trauma. I do still have that PTSD. Sure. I drive past them and I still got to look out my mirror.
Right,
you know what I
lights
mean?
in the
Yeah,
back.
you know what I mean? So you see lights, you looking around. It just from what I come from. You know, they'll tell you back home, man, we the biggest gang. We run here and we let y'all do what y'all do.
And they're not lying.
And they're not lying. So they jump out the cars, let the cars roll into another car, another building just to stop people and push people all up against the wall and go through their pockets and, you know, just do, you know, craziness.
Wow.
So I've seen it, but like I said, I couldn't hold on to that. If I'm speaking change, I have to be the change that I want to see. And that's why people see me out there shaking hands. Even after gun violence event, me and Officer Davis shook hands, posted it on social media.
Yes, I took that photo. You're welcome.
There you go. You know, and it took a lot. It took some days, and I really sat back and thought about it, and I'm just like, this is what's needed. This is what's necessary. We have to show this.
And I think he was disappointed that weren't more officers there that day.
Me too.
He wanted, more of his own employee staff to be present.
For sure.
Because it was a moment,
Yes,
it's affected his family as well. But just for every bad cop, there's a good cop. For every, child molesting priest, there's a good priest out there. Not all black people or white people are racist. Like, we know all these things.
Exactly.
But it still takes those good people to continue doing good to even create a change in people's mind of what they are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, we just have to keep doing what we're doing. So, I was going to say something else.
Okay.
These vape and donut shops are taking over on every corner. What in the world is going on? Like, can we get a few restaurants? Like, when I was gathering questions, those were the two things that came up. Like, why do we have so many vape shops?
Most definitely. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure why we have so many. But it's funny if I can, add these inserts there. So going back to even my business, you asked, have I been faced with things? Mm-hmm. The CBD that goes along with kind of like the vape shots. That's big, sure. Right? There was a time when I first opened up, I would say my first 6 months in business, I've had detectives, I've had sheriffs show up to my front door, paperwork saying that I'm selling CBD illegally. I've never sold CBD in my life. What? I don't even really know what CBD is, right?
Oh, come on now.
So they told me that it was illegal.
Yeah.
But yet you got a shop opening up every month or every week,
it's
right?
Everywhere.
So that was one thing that kind of drew my attention. And then my store hitting on my store again was actually about to become another Daylight Donut shop before I opened up. So I don't know exactly why it's happening. I've definitely been looking at it and paying attention, and I've been trying to do my research on what's going on. I don't think we can really stop businesses. I don't really just want to stop or say, oh, we got too many, because we got a few. Even like the U-Haul dealerships, it's like 6 or 7 of us, and I thought that was a lot just for this place. But look at the military base.
Competition is good.
Exactly.
I'm not taking away from that. We need more of it, as a matter of fact.
But I do want other businesses and restaurants and shopping centers, I believe, are necessary. Yeah. We need a Chick-fil-A. We need these major stores, a Barnes and Noble, a Macy's of this sort. You know what I mean? We need these things to come. And that's kind of what I want to push for that Taylor Road Exchange. Mm-hmm. Is okay, if we don't want the slaughterhouse, let's put like a Sam's Club. Let's get a Costco.
You said that a few times. Is that meat?
It's a meat processing plant. 1,000 cows a day is what they're saying that they want to produce. So, let's get something else there. Let's actually get something that people are gonna want to build around. We can throw up some high rise, buildings, nice apartments or condos, condominiums over there. Let's a shopping center, a strip of just straight, shopping, shoe stores, clothing clothing boutiques, hair salons, all of that good stuff. Let's actually bring some change, bring some, something that people actually want to see, that want to support and want to be a part of, and they don't have to go to these other cities to go and enjoy.
I do. Someone did mention Sirloin Stockade. We used to have a buffet out here, and you would see everybody and their kids there on Sunday. Okay. I mean, people want to go to a family. They have kids. They're not about to pay. They want to go somewhere where they get their money's worth and their kids are full. There used to be one in Manhattan. I believe that's also gone. Stuff like that was thriving. Showbiz, like you want to have a party for your kids, this is where you go. Because if you have something for the kids, you notice people come out of the woodworks. Exactly. Was it the 4th of July we have the sundown? This past weekend, we had all kinds of families out because they could bring their family.
Exactly.
Everybody's not about nightlife all the time. They just want something to do where they can bring their kids. And I think that's important. So I think we should go ahead and wrap it up. But I really appreciate you taking the time to answer all these questions that I've gathered. And I believe your answers were honest and full of integrity. And I appreciate that because you don't know what you don't know about people. Mm-hmm. And you also, sometimes people say, well, they don't have experience or they've never, don't have a degree. But how are they going to get the experience?
Exactly.
And that's also the question about college and why some kids don't want to go to college. And it's just a whole other topic for another day. Yeah. But you get the point.
Yeah, exactly. I want to say thank you as well. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for doing the due diligence to step out in the community and actually ask other people what they want to ask me who might not get the chance to ask me or come in contact with me to get that opportunity. Because this is what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for the people. This is not for Al Gordon. Even ABG was not set up for Al Al Gordon. It was set up for
I looked up the salary. They don't make a lot, city commission. So yeah, that can't be it.
Exactly. So it's about doing the work and sparking that change, like I said, that I want to see in my community. So that's what I'm doing it for. And these answers were totally honest, totally from the heart. This was not prepared. She did not send me over any questions and let me prepare at all. We came right in here and we got right to it. And I just want to say I'm one man. And with the support of you guys, we can do this. Like I said on my campaign, my slogan is "Together we can." And people say, "Together we can what? Make that change."
Yeah.
So let's do it. With you guys backing me and with your support and getting behind me, there's nothing that can stop me. How you doing? My name is Al Gordon. I am running for city commission this year. I want you guys to go vote. Go register to vote. Go to ksvotes.org. Put in your information. Get registered. November 7th is election day. Please go to those polls and vote Al Gordon, because together we can. We're trying to change the focus, to change the future, and put that change in the community that we want to see. So I want to say I appreciate you all, and please go vote.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Experience, Strength, and Hope. Come back and continue to listen on any of our other platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and Apple Podcasts. We encourage you to not only listen, but also reach out and share your stories of experience, strength, and hope at bigdog0862@gmail.com or 785-307-4662. I'm Anthony Timms, and this has been another podcast of Experience, Strength, and Hope from Tony the Mayor Timms. Be blessed, be strong, and most of all, be real.